You are listening to Unleash Now, the enterprise tech podcast generated entirely by AI. In this episode, we unleash all facts and figures about the Salesforce job market in 2024.
Okay, so you want the inside scoop on the Salesforce job market for 2024.
You've come to the right place.
We took a deep dive into the latest 10K Salesforce ecosystem report
Yes, we did.
and some recent articles from Salesforce Ben.
Oh, yeah. He's got some interesting thoughts.
And let me tell you, it is a roller coaster.
It is quite a ride.
Yeah, you're probably hearing these mixed messages, like Mark Benioff is talking about this Indian era for Salesforce, but globally, things are looking a little shaky.
It's a mixed bag for sure.
Yeah, so we're going to try to break down the facts for you.
Yeah.
Highlight some of the surprises.
Absolutely.
And help you kind of understand what it all means for you, whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned pro.
Or even if you're just curious about what's happening with this tech giant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's start with the big picture, that global picture.
Okay.
Demand for Salesforce talent is down 37% this year.
Ouch.
I know, right? And that follows a 46% drop in 2023.
Yeah, it's a completely different story than what we saw during COVID.
Huge contrast to that boom.
I mean, remember those heady post-pandemic days?
Oh, yeah.
With that unbelievable, what was it, 364% surge in 2021?
Crazy.
Yeah. It seems like a distant memory now.
It really does. But here's where things get interesting.
Okay.
So while the global market is slowing down, India is booming.
Uh-huh.
We're talking 13% year-over-year growth.
Wow.
So could this be the start of Benioff's so-called Indian era?
It's fascinating to see how these different regions are playing out, you know?
Yeah.
Even though the overall tech sector is facing a slowdown,
Yeah.
certain markets like India are bucking the trend.
Absolutely.
It's probably due to a few things, like India's got this really impressive pool of tech talent.
Yeah.
And a lot of companies are strategically moving their Salesforce operations there.
Right.
And the growth in India is pretty significant. Like, every major Salesforce role is seeing an increase. Admins, a 16% jump year-over-year. Consultants, 25%. Developers, also 25%.
Wow.
And even business analysts, which we'll talk about more later. But they went up by 1%.
Interesting.
So it definitely aligns with Benioff's prediction of an Indian era.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see if that momentum continues.
It's like a seesaw. You know, one side's down, the other side's up.
Yeah.
And speaking of ups and downs, let's talk about aspiring admins out there.
Okay.
If you're thinking about starting your Salesforce career as an admin, this is for you.
Listen up.
The demand for admins is actually the lowest of all the established roles.
It's true.
And it's down globally by 22%.
And that decline isn't new.
Right.
Like it's been happening for a while now.
Yeah, the signs have been there.
Admin supply has been all over the place these past few years.
Yeah.
Down 19% in 2022, then up 25% in 2023.
Wow.
And now another increase of 17% this year.
Huh.
So that volatility suggests that the admin role itself is changing.
Transforming.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the report suggests that admins need to be thinking about upskilling, you know, becoming business analysts, developers,
Right.
exploring other paths.
Definitely.
So for those admins out there, what skills should they be focusing on right now?
I think the key word is versatility.
Okay.
Companies want Salesforce professionals who can wear multiple hats.
Yeah, makes sense.
So for admins, this means developing skills beyond those typical day-to-day tasks.
Right.
Think business analysis,
Okay.
understanding requirements, identifying process gaps, and maybe even dipping your toes into development.
Interesting.
Being able to explain the business side of things along with your technical skills.
Yeah.
That's incredibly valuable.
So it's not just about clicking buttons anymore.
No, not at all.
You need to understand the why behind the how.
Exactly. You're adding value to the business, not just maintaining the system.
Okay, so we've talked about admins facing some challenges, but who's doing well?
Well, it looks like business analysts might be the new hotness.
Okay, BAs.
Yeah, they were the only established role that actually saw an increase in growth rate this year.
Really?
Yeah, although it was a small one at 7%.
Okay, but still an increase.
And don't forget, while global demand for BAs decreased by 38%,
Yay.
India saw a 45% growth in BA talent supply.
Interesting.
So the BA role is definitely gaining traction.
Yeah.
Especially in regions with rapid Salesforce adoption.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So the report even hints that BAs might be the rising stars of 2025.
It's possible.
You know, as companies are looking for that more well-rounded talent.
Yeah.
So what does it really take to thrive as a BA in the Salesforce world?
Well, a successful Salesforce BA kind of acts as a bridge
Okay,
between the business needs and the technical solutions.
I see.
They need to be fluent in both languages,
Uh-huh.
able to translate that complex technical jargon into business insights that people can actually use.
Right, and vice versa.
Exactly. Communication skills are super important,
Yeah,
as is a deep understanding of business processes
makes sense.
and how to use Salesforce to optimize them.
Okay.
Gathering and analyzing requirements,
Mm.
documenting processes, designing solutions that meet business goals. Those are all essential skills.
So problem solvers, critical thinkers, excellent communicators.
You get it.
So it's kind of a hybrid role,
It is.
part techie, part business strategist.
Yes, and those who can excel in both areas will be in high demand.
Now let's talk about the big kahunas, the technical architects.
The TAs.
Yes, the folks who design and oversee those complex Salesforce implementations.
Right.
And they're also the highest earners,
Oh, yeah.
averaging $182,000 a year,
Not bad.
with the top TAs pulling in $222,000.
Nice work if you can get it.
Right, but here's the thing. Demand for TAs has plummeted by 41%.
That's a big drop.
So what's going on? Are companies just tightening their belts, or is there more to it?
Well, there's definitely a budget element.
Yeah,
Companies are trying to cut costs, and those high-priced TAs might seem like a luxury,
I see.
but it also reflects this broader trend, the increasing complexity of the Salesforce platform.
Yeah, it's not getting any simpler.
As Salesforce evolves, so do the skills required to manage it. And that creates a barrier to entry for aspiring TAs.
Makes sense.
It shrinks the pool of available talent.
Plus, there are so many developers out there.
Right. 47% of the Salesforce talent pool.
And they're more affordable.
So companies might be exploring alternative solutions.
So if you're aiming for the top, how do you position yourself as a valuable TA even when companies are watching their budgets?
Well, you have to prove your expertise in managing those complex, multi-cloud Salesforce environments.
Right.
Stay ahead of the curve, constantly learning, evolving your skills.
Keep up with the platform.
Exactly. Maybe specialize in high-demand areas like integration, security, performance optimization.
Okay.
And don't forget the business side.
Right.
Show that you can translate all that technical stuff into business value.
Yeah.
Demonstrate a clear ROI for your services.
So you're not just a technical expert, you're a strategic advisor.
Precisely someone who can connect those Salesforce solutions with business goals and deliver results.
All right, now here's something that really stumped us.
Oh yeah, this one's a head-scratcher.
The number of Salesforce consulting partners is up by a whopping 20%.
It's crazy. Right.
But demand for consultants themselves is down 43%.
That's like what?
I know it's like more consulting partners, but fewer consulting jobs.
Yeah, it seems counterintuitive.
What do you make of it?
Well, it could mean that the consulting landscape itself is changing.
Okay.
With smaller, more specialized partners coming up,
Interesting.
while those bigger firms face new challenges.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then you've got that shrinking demand impacting partners.
Right, and they're the primary employers of Salesforce consultants.
So it just adds another layer of complexity to the situation.
It does.
So it's a more competitive market, but there might be new niches opening up for those with the right expertise.
Exactly.
So aspiring consultants really need to figure out their unique selling point.
Absolutely.
And target those partners that fit their skills and their industry focus.
Yeah, that's key.
All right, let's switch gears and talk about location.
Okay.
Forget Silicon Valley. Yeah, the hottest growth is actually in South America,
Wow.
with a 29% increase in talent supply.
That's huge.
I know, followed by Africa and Asia.
Interesting.
And Salesforce is actively expanding in Africa beyond South Africa.
So this is big for anyone looking to enter the market or maybe relocate.
Absolutely. The global talent pool is becoming more diverse.
Yeah, offering opportunities beyond those traditional tech hubs.
So what are the pros and cons of working in these up-and-coming Salesforce hubs?
Well, the advantages are pretty clear.
Like what?
Lower costs of living, vibrant cultures, growing demand for Salesforce expertise.
Yeah.
That means competitive salaries, exciting projects, the chance to be part of a dynamic ecosystem.
Sounds pretty good.
But, of course, there are challenges too.
Like what?
Infrastructure limitations, language barriers, cultural differences. Those could be hurdles.
So you're trading potential rewards
Yeah.
for a different set of challenges.
Precisely so. Do your research.
Right.
Understand what each region is really like.
Yeah.
Weigh those pros and cons before you make a move.
Absolutely good advice.
Yeah. Welcome back to our deep dive into the 2024 Salesforce job market.
We're picking up where we left off, exploring those, those shifts, those surprises,
Right.
and what they all mean for you.
Exactly. In the last part, we talked about that global slowdown in demand, that surge in India, and those changing roles of admins and business analysts.
We also touched on those challenges facing technical architects. And that kind of interesting situation with consulting partners increasing while the demand for consultants is declining.
It is a bit of a paradox.
It is. So let's dig into some more specific insights from the 10K report.
Okay.
And those Salesforce Ben articles.
Sounds good.
One thing that really jumped out at me was this discussion of solution architects.
Yeah, solution architects are becoming more and more crucial.
Yeah.
Especially with, the rise of these multi-cloud Salesforce implementations.
They're the ones who design those big picture solutions, right?
Exactly. Making sure everything works together seamlessly.
And the report highlighted that the supply of solution architects is actually rising in North America. 23% year-over-year growth.
That's interesting because it seems like companies are looking for more specialized expertise.
Yeah.
Even if they're not hiring full-time.
Exactly. Like a lot of companies can't afford a full-time solution architect.
Right, especially with their average salary of $162,000.
Yeah, so they're turning to consulting partners.
Makes sense.
To get that expertise on a project basis.
Exactly. And this is good news for freelance solution architects.
Yeah.
Or those who work with consulting firms.
It really highlights how important it is to build a strong network.
Absolutely.
And reputation in the Salesforce community.
Yeah, word-of-mouth referrals.
Yeah.
And a proven track record.
Absolutely.
Those are essential. Okay, so let's talk about another role that's seeing some interesting shifts.
Okay.
Salesforce consultants.
Yeah. We mentioned earlier that consultant demand is down globally.
We did.
But there's more to the story.
There's always more to the story.
Always right.
Right. So the report pointed out that even though consultant supply growth has slowed down, like it's even flatlined in North America.
Okay.
There are regional variations.
Give me an example.
For example, India's consultant demand is actually increasing.
Oh, wow.
Which reflects that overall growth of the Salesforce market there.
So it's not a universal decline.
Right.
More like a redistribution of demand.
Exactly. And this highlights why it's so important to stay updated about those regional trends and opportunities.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. The report also suggested that consultants might need to upskill and diversify their expertise.
Thus stay competitive.
Yeah, with a Salesforce platform constantly evolving.
Oh, yeah. Always changing.
It's crucial for consultants to stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
They need to be comfortable working with multiple clouds.
Okay.
Integrating different solutions, adapting to new technologies.
So it's about being able to solve those complex business problems using Salesforce.
Right.
Regardless of the specific cloud or technology.
Exactly. It's becoming more and more valuable.
You can't just be a Salesforce Classic consultant anymore.
Nope.
You got to be a Salesforce Everything consultant.
Yeah, you got to be able to navigate that entire ecosystem.
Now, for those who might not be familiar with those terms,
yeah,
can you explain what Salesforce Classic and Salesforce Everything actually mean?
Sure. So Salesforce Classic refers to the older user interface and functionality of the Salesforce platform. It's still being used. But Salesforce is encouraging everyone to switch to the newer Lightning experience.
Right.
Which is more modern and intuitive.
Yeah.
So when we talk about Salesforce Everything, it means being proficient in both Classic and Lightning.
Okay.
And understanding all those different Salesforce clouds and solutions.
So you need to know the platform's history and its future.
Exactly. And be able to move between those different environments without any problems.
Okay, let's switch gears again and talk about something that's been a hot topic.
Okay.
The rise of consulting partners.
Oh, yeah, the partner boom.
We mentioned that the number of Salesforce consulting partners has skyrocketed.
20% this year.
20% to nearly 3,000 partners.
That's a lot of partners.
It's incredible growth, especially when you think about it.
Yeah.
The number of partners has increased by 137% in the last 5 years.
Wow.
It's a sign of how mature the Salesforce ecosystem is becoming.
Yeah.
And that increasing demand for that specialized expertise.
Absolutely.
But like we said, this partner boom hasn't necessarily translated into more jobs for consultants.
The talent distribution among those partners is also changing.
How so?
Well, the top 5 partners, Accenture, Deloitte, Cognizant, Capgemini, and Infosys, they still hold a big chunk of the certified talent.
Right.
But that concentration is declining.
Interesting. So mid-sized firms are growing.
Yeah, they're seeing substantial growth.
So that means the partner landscape is becoming more diverse.
Exactly. And this creates both challenges and opportunities.
Yeah, I can see that.
On the one hand, you have more partners to choose from.
Right.
which could mean more competition.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, there were more niches opening up.
So consultants can specialize and target those partners that really align with their skills and interests.
It's important to do your research on potential partners.
Okay.
Understand their focus areas.
Yeah.
And find the ones that are the best fit for your career goals.
Makes sense. All right, let's zoom back out.
Okay.
And look at that global picture again.
The big picture.
The 10K report highlighted some pretty interesting regional trends in Salesforce talent supply.
Right.
We already mentioned that South America is leading the way.
29% growth.
Yeah, followed by Africa and Asia.
This shows how Salesforce is strategically expanding into these emerging markets.
Right, and that growing demand for Salesforce expertise in those regions.
Exactly.
Africa especially is ready for some big growth.
Yeah.
Salesforce is actively expanding beyond its South Africa hub.
They're looking to tap into that huge talent pool.
Yeah.
And meet the demand for Salesforce solutions across the continent.
So exciting opportunities for Salesforce professionals looking to relocate or work remotely.
Imagine being part of the Salesforce revolution in Africa.
Yeah.
Contributing to the digital transformation of businesses and communities.
It's a chance to make a real impact.
Yeah.
While advancing your career.
Of course, working in those emerging markets comes with challenges.
Right. We talked about those earlier.
Yeah. But for those seeking adventure growth and a chance to be part of something big, it's definitely worth exploring.
And with the Salesforce ecosystem becoming more global,
absolutely,
those with international experience are going to be in high demand.
For sure.
So whether you're an aspiring admin, a seasoned consultant, a technical whiz,
keep an eye on those emerging markets.
They might just hold the key to your next big career move.
You never know.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into the 2024 Salesforce job market.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground.
We have, from global slowdowns to regional surges, those changing demands for different roles.
It's been quite the journey.
It has. So let's try to distill everything we've discussed into some key takeaways for you, our listener.
Yeah, no matter where you are on your Salesforce path.
Exactly. So first and foremost, the Salesforce job market is definitely evolving.
It is.
And adaptability is key.
You can't just master one tool or one cloud anymore.
No, it's all about those well-rounded professionals who can understand business needs, translate those into solutions, and adapt to the ever-changing Salesforce ecosystem.
Absolutely.
So whether you're an admin who's looking to upskill, a consultant seeking new niches, a developer aiming for that architect role,
continuous learning is essential.
It's not optional anymore.
It's a must.
So embrace the challenge. Explore new technologies.
Keep learning.
Never stop honing your skills.
Couldn't agree more.
Second takeaway, those regional dynamics really matter.
They do.
More than ever.
We see that global demand fluctuating, but certain regions, like India and South America, are booming.
Yeah, so this opens up opportunities for those who are willing to relocate, work remotely, or just focus on projects in those high-growth markets.
Exactly. Don't limit yourself to those traditional tech hubs.
No. Explore that global Salesforce landscape.
And see where your skills are really needed.
Absolutely. Now, specialization that's becoming more and more important.
That's our third takeaway.
As the Salesforce platform grows, companies want experts.
Yeah.
In specific clouds, industries, solutions.
Find your niche.
Yeah.
Build that expertise.
Become the go-to expert.
Yeah, whether it's marketing automation, financial services, healthcare solutions.
Becoming that expert in a particular domain
can really set you apart.
Give you that competitive edge.
Yeah.
All right, fourth takeaway, those soft skills.
They're not so soft anymore.
They're essential.
In a world of AI and automation, human skills like communication, problem-solving, critical thinking, those are becoming super valuable.
So companies want Salesforce professionals who can not only build those solutions, but communicate effectively.
Elaborate.
Adapt to those changing circumstances.
Yeah, so don't neglect those soft skills.
They might just be the thing that helps you land that dream job.
It could be.
And finally, never underestimate the power of networking.
Networking is huge.
The Salesforce community is so supportive.
Yeah, it is.
And building those connections can open so many doors.
It's true. Attend events, join online forums, connect with people on LinkedIn.
Build those relationships that can help you grow your career. So remember, the Salesforce job market, it's not static.
No, it's always changing.
It's a dynamic ecosystem.
You got to stay informed, adaptable and proactive.
To navigate those twists and turns and achieve your goals.
That's how you thrive in the Salesforce world.
We hope this deep dive has given you some valuable insights and some guidance.
Yeah, we covered a lot, but remember,
yeah,
the journey is yours to shape.
Absolutely, and with the right knowledge and the right mindset.
Yeah.
You can thrive in the exciting world of Salesforce.
You can.
So as a final thought, to ponder as you consider your next move in the Salesforce job market.
Okay.
Think about this.
I'm listening.
What unique value can you bring to the table?
What makes you stand out?
What combination of skills, experiences, and passions make you different?
Good question.
So identify your strengths.
Yeah.
Cultivate your niche.
Keep learning, keep growing.
The Salesforce world is full of possibilities, and with the right approach, you can achieve your full potential.
That's the truth.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been fun.
And best of luck on your Salesforce journey.
We're rooting for you.
Thank you for listening. If you like this episode, please share and follow us on social media. Find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube to be the first to listen to our next episode.